morning. How's everybody doing today?
Awesome.
I tell you, they told me to make sure I tell you in the back, please turn off your cell phone. My phone is buzzing. Oh, y'all hold on a minute. Hello, Mr. President. How are you, sir? Yes, sir. You like Rusty's pants? Sir, I'm going to have to call you back. I'm talking to the most important group in Primerica, the up-and-coming RVP. Well, I tell you, it's a tough topic I've got to talk to you about today, but it's licensing. And licensing is important for everybody. Because we got to get people licensed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, none of us can make a dime if we don't have a license. Now, I personally think that I've got the easiest job in the world. My job is to recruit, to train, and to develop RVPs. And in today's, the largest financial services company in the world, the New York Stock Exchange company. You know, you guys are district leaders in Primerica, a New York Stock Exchange company. You know, if I was talking to people, I wouldn't just tell them I'm a district leader. I would tell them I'm a district leader in Primerica, a New York Stock Exchange. So, you know, everybody cannot be a New York Stock Exchange company. That's a big deal. You know, in this economy, you would think that there'd be a line outside my office door. I mean, people just waiting, dying to get in. Of course, it doesn't work that way. But part of that process is we've got to get people licensed. You know, and in getting people licensed, as you recruit people, you're going to recruit all kinds of people. You're going to recruit people that are older, that have not been in class for a while. And then you're going to recruit people that are new, that are young. Maybe they're in school. They can probably do the class on their cell phone, right? But you got to make it fun. You got to challenge them through the process. You got to cheerlead them as they go, no matter which group they're in. I think a lot of times, you know, we tend to lean towards one group more so than the other. But as you guys are recruiting and building towards becoming RVPs, remember you want everybody in your business. You know, another reason, another motivating factor that we got to get people licensed, guys, is Hawaii. Anybody going to Hawaii?
Yeah!
See, there's a lot riding on getting people licensed because we get points towards Hawaii as we get them licensed. You know, one plus that we have here in Atlanta, and my office is here in Atlanta, one plus that we have is we have this multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art facility up the road in Duluth that we can take people to. And listen, if there's not one of those where you live, you may want to consider maybe moving. Or you can make it fun for the new recruits where you are. So one of the things you got to understand is that licensing starts in your office. The fun, the process, it all begins right there where you work. And the emphasis has to be placed on getting people licensed. You can't get paid without that license. That little piece of paper or plastic, whatever that is that they make those out of today, that simply tells the public that you're a professional. And you have passed the state exam, just like the doctor, the dentist, the lawyer, the realtors, the CPAs. They all have to pass the test. And if they can pass it, so can you. So, you got to chalk it up. Now, here in Georgia, we get temporary licenses. But a temporary license is not a permanent license. So we start talking to new people day one about going to class. And with the new IBA process, we schedule them for class right away, before the ink is dry in the IBA. Now, that's an old terminology, the ink is dry. We no longer put ink on IBAs, we just type them into our tablets, right? So the process is seamless. You know, we go up to the home office, or I would encourage you to go to the class, wherever your class is. We speak to the class, we tell them our personal story, we have a great relationship with the instructor. We take our base shop directs out to lunch. We used to take them lunch, but everybody else was sitting around looking at my guys eat food, so we had to stop that. My guys became the most hated guys in the licensing class. So it's easier just to jump in the car and take folks out to eat. Now, last weekend, my wife and I were out of town. We had to attend a wedding of one of our regional leaders, so we sent our daughter up to take a group of folks out to eat. You gotta invest time in people. You gotta invest time more so than money. People don't care that you're making money, but they want to know that you care about them. And if they're going to spend the time to go through that process, 20, 40, 52 hours in California, they're going to go through that process, guys. You got to be in there with them. You got to get in the trenches with them. You got to let them know that you're in their corner. You know, also last weekend, one of our regional vice presidents, a guy named Derek Williams, Derek had 13 people in the licensing class, and he's an up-and-coming new RVP, took a bunch of pizzas up to class for his people. So my whole point is, you've got to get involved in the process. You've got to be there with people. We can't just recruit them to Primerica, guys. We got to recruit them, then we got to get in the trenches with them. It's great to take them out on appointments, but before we get into that process, we got to make sure that they get a license. The speed of the leader, guys, is the speed of the pack. If we make licensing important, and it is, then they'll understand the importance of getting that process done. And we got to show them early on how important that it is and get them through that. Now, once we get back to the office, one of the things that we do is we celebrate those that have completed that process on out night with a Primerica pen. And we help them go out and make their first sale so that they get a check with their name on it. What's the point of having a license if you don't get paid?
Yeah.
So at our recent class, one of the things that we did, we asked the guys that have been to class, what were some of the top 10 things, what were the top 10 things that helped them the most? So you guys watch David Letterman, you know Letterman does the top 10? So we're going to do our top 10 now. Number 10, my slides will come up. There you go. Number 10 thing that they said was most helpful was using the simulator every few days, a couple of times a day. See, Primerica has this process, the Pass Now process, that is so helpful. And we've got to make sure that we understand the process and we walk people through the process. And you guys kind of do a survey like we did, find out what's helpful, and then make sure that you encourage people to use the things that are helpful to them. Number 9 was navigating study tips on POL. So I haven't taken the test in about 33 years, but we didn't have POL back then either, by the way. But navigating the study tips, they said, was extremely helpful in getting them to pass. Number 8 was retaking the focus exams. So studying those exams over and over and over again was an easier process as they were going through. Number 7 were the chapter quizzes. They said those helped them tremendously. So at the end of each chapter, there's a quiz. You know, one of the things I would encourage you to do is get together. We've got one of our regional leaders that on his own does a study group Saturday mornings in our office for anybody to help them through that process. So you gotta, you can't just recruit people and throw them in the fire and hope that they make it, and some will, some won't. Everybody can make it if we walk them through. Chapter quizzes. Number 6, they said that the flashcards help with key terms. So flashcards, when we were kids coming up in school and we did multiplication, flashcards. Number 5, it said the videos with the simulator help to reinforce the missed information. People, again, they haven't been to school in a while, they're going through the process. They may get it, they may not, but the videos kind of reinforce everything that they've been taught. Number 4, plugging in with people who had already taken and passed the test. Again, if you can get those study groups going within your office, then those that are coming up behind those that just finished, they can help them to get through that process. Number 3, so to studying with teammates and asking questions on concepts that were not fully understood. And again, these were from our young people. Just because they're young and they don't have experience in the financial services business does not mean that they're going to grasp the concepts. Number two, they said it helped them with study breaks. I guess that's a break when you're studying, right? You can't just study for the full 20 hours or 40 hours or whatever the time frame is. And Letterman normally has a drum roll. Here's my drum roll. Number one. There you go. Was going on appointments and being able to put into practice and put practice and ideologies into play. Going out on appointments, folks, it gives belief, it gives credence, it helps them to understand the concepts that are taught in the classroom. So get involved, be a part of that process. If you need to go sit in class yourself, do whatever you need to do to help them through the process. Love you guys, appreciate you.